Yo, what's cracking YouTube? It is your man King Howie back with another vid. And as we continue our what do I want to call this? What do I want to call this? As we continue our quarterback hopeful series on my channel. Next up on the list, who do we do? Cam Newton, Matthew Stafford, Andrew Luck, and now Derek Carr. Fresno State QB drafted in the second round, 36th pick in 2014 by the Raiders. This is all going to come down to John Gruden, man. If most of you have watched John Gruden, especially his quarterback, his QB camp that he has on ESPN, I don't know if they still gonna show that, but this is going to be interesting. These two paired together is going to be interesting. So let's get into it. His first year, 2014. I'm not gonna say Derek Carr sucked, but the Raiders did go 3-13 under Dennis Allen, and who was the head coach at the time, and he got fired, I think, after the fourth game when the Raiders went 0-4. And then, rest in peace, Tony Soprano, he stepped in as the interim coach, and they finished off the season 3-9 in 2014. And once that fiasco was over with, 2015 I can't discredit Derek Carr. You know, his numbers from 2014 to 2016 is pretty awesome, dude. Even though they went 7-9 in 2015, he completed 61% of his passes and almost threw for 4,000 yards. He had 32 touchdowns and only 13 picks that year. And then he followed that year up. The Raiders went 12-4. 63% of his passes were completed. He almost threw for 4,000 yards again, threw for 28 touchdowns and six interceptions. Then 2017, I don't know what the hell was going on with the Raiders. I know Derek Carr throughout his career so far, he suffered a lot of injuries. And still made it to 3 Pro Bowls, which is impressive. He got on June 22nd, 2017, he got a 5-year contract extension for $125 million. But look at these injuries, man. This is interesting. 2014, chest and ribs bruise, ankle sprain, grade 3, MCL knee sprain, grade 2. He had a concussion in a preseason game in 2014. Missed the game and came back and played the last preseason game. 2016, broken leg, week 15. His fibula, he broke his fibula. He also fractured his finger. And then in 2017, he took a knee in the back, had a fractured back versus the Broncos. He was out for like 2 to 6 weeks. Just, this guy's been taking punishment, man. And coming into this year, hopefully he's 100% after all that. I mean, this guy, Derek Carr, you can't argue. This guy's a pretty good quarterback. It's just that the Raiders suck. The defense on the Raiders is not giving him a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention all of the crap that was going on with Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree. So I'm excited to see what John Gruden and Derek Carr is going to do this year. I'm not a Derek Carr fan, but he is exciting to watch. At first, I thought he was a little overhyped and a little overrated, but his numbers speak for themselves, man. His numbers are very impressive. He only had one season where he threw, where he had under 60% completion, and that was his first year. And the guy still threw for 3,000 yards. So the Raiders got a good quarterback, man. They just got to help him win games. You know, they gotta put a team built around him that's gonna help him succeed. You know, they have beast mode, they have Jared Cook, they got Amari Cooper, you know, they got Martavius Bryant. You know, that's gonna be some help right there. But you know, they need the other guys to step up around him. They just restructured Penn's contract, where he's gonna be making more money. And, you know, the Raiders are still dealing with the Khalil Mack situation right now. And right now, the Packers are favorite to get him. But at the cost of giving up both first-round picks. Because think about it. What if the Saints tank and the Saints pick becomes the first-round pick? I mean, the first pick in the first round. We got that. We got that. So the Packers really have to play their cards right, engaging into that. But as far as Derek Carr, I mean, let's just say Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper played a big part in him having the numbers that he's had the last couple of years. So, excuse me. So, you know, out of 62 games played in Derek Carr's career, he's 28 and 34. See, those numbers can be, you know, that's a team stat, really. You know what I mean? You know, it could fall on the quarterback as like a eye, you know, being a sore eye, you know, on his career. But a lot of that has to play with, you know, the front office. You know, like I said, you know, they were firing coaches early in the season, and you know, you bringing in Jack Del Rio, and Jack Del Rio had a couple of good seasons until the last seasons where the Raiders was just like, yeah, man, we going back to get John Gruden. So, you know, you could put a lot of the blame on the dysfunction of this team, to why Derek Carr's record is the way it is. You know, the Raiders' defense is horrible, and I think it's still going to be horrible this year. But as far as him, this whole John Gruden thing, we got to see how that meshes together. I hope it works. It'll be good for football, and it'll be good for John Gruden. But like I said, man, when it comes to new coaches, and he's been out of the, I don't even remember, how long has John Gruden been out of the league as a coach? So this is going to be interesting, man. This is going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see what Derek Carr is going to do this year with, you know, his new acquisitions on the team, and free agents and draft picks and guys undrafted that show some type of spunk out there on the field. But with the AFC West being the way it is, because remember, the Broncos had it. It was, you know, going back and forth between Kansas City and the Broncos these last few years. And you know, the Raiders had their little run, you know, when they went to the playoffs in 2016. Can they get back? Can they get back there? Can they get back to the playoffs this season, knowing that the Broncos are going through their quarterback situation, and now you have Pat Mahomes leading quarterback for the Chiefs, and you have the Chargers. To me, I honestly think that the Chargers are going to win this division, but when it comes to Chargers, they always wind up into the they always wind up going to the playoffs banged up, hurt. Somebody that they need is always hurt. It's been going on ever since LaDainian Tomlinson been there. So we'll see what happens with the Raiders and Derek Carr. Can he bring this team out of the crap hole that they've been in for the last 4 years, just going through what they went through. The Raiders believe John Gruden is the guy to help Derek Carr get it done, and we're all here to sit and witness and watch it. So y'all let me think. Y'all let me know what y'all think about how Derek Carr will do this year. I'm expecting to hear a lot from these Raider fans, because I've been running the Raiders fans the last 2 days out here in California, man, and it's been sickening to me. I'm like, don't y'all forget we beat y'all like 41-9 or something like that the last time we played the Raiders? It was a shellacking, man. We beat the hell out of y'all. But anyway, this your man King Howie signing out. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, and y'all let me know what y'all think about Derek Carr, man, coming into this season. And I'm out.